PDI here. So let me share my screen. Share screen. Boom. All right, so PDI excellence. Let's dive into this right here. Eventually it'll pop up and load. So what is PDI? PDI is a daily tool. It is the heart of the business. So nothing really can happen in an office in regards to your reps developing into anything without really good PDI happening, okay? So you have to look at it as an opportunity for your reps, not an obligation, okay? Because our job is to recruit people, to train them, and then to develop them. The only way development happens, though, is through PDI beyond training, PDI team meetings and conferences, okay? So you got to make sure that we have a set time set aside for PDI, which typically in the summertime is either 8 to 10 or 9 to 11. We're going to be doing 9 to 11 this summer, okay? So you want to get into work mode of getting up earlier so that you can do effective PDI for your representatives, because you never want to sacrifice the opportunity to impact your people. Like if you're supposed to follow through with something, you don't want to delegate that. Like you want to be following through. But there is a difference, and me and Austin talked about this, for example, between taking PDI versus driving PDI, okay? So taking PDI requires no effort. You're just a stat tracker. Driving PDI is where you have to take an interest. You have to challenge people. You have to build rapport with people. You have to develop a relationship. And you have to challenge people to think bigger. You have to inspire belief into people. You have to let people know that you believe in them and you know that they can do whatever it is that, whatever the goal happens to be, okay? So taking PDI requires no investment whatsoever, nothing. Driving PDI, you have to have a sustained intensity for it, okay? Taking PDI is getting off the phone as quickly as possible so that you don't have to talk to the person. Driving PDI is listening to people, guiding, coaching, taking action, and responding, okay? So reps typically will call in for PDI when they continue to be motivated and they feel like they're continuously growing, okay? So what are the 3 P's to PDI again? Be personal. So again, never seen anyone die from too much attention. Get to know your people. Be positive. So it does start with you. It doesn't mean you can't be tough on people, but it does mean that you want to end on positive notes for sure. I don't believe necessarily in the sandwich or Oreo method. If you have bad news, I think that people respect you more when you just deliver the bad news. But I think it's also equally important to pick people up and help pick them up when you've delivered bad news. Like, hey, man, you missed PDI 3 days in a row now. Like, what's going on, dude? Blah, 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 blah. They give you their excuse. Well, listen, I know you're better than that. I know you're going to do better, and I really want you to be a super valuable member on my team like I know you can be. So can I count on you to make sure that we're not going to miss PDI again? Yes? All right, perfect. Let's do it, man. So it's making sure that you're addressing whatever it is that they screwed up, but also being positive, letting them know that things can get better, okay? And then productive. Make sure that your PDI is producing results or action. Make sure that you're positively influencing people's choices. And PDI needs to get more demos. It needs to create more. It needs to create phone time, which creates demos, okay? Just so you know, this summer, you will most likely be the most positive influence in people's lives. And I don't say that in hyperbole. I legitimately mean that you will most likely be the most positive influence to them. So there's weight to that. There's a responsibility to that. And one of my favorite sayings of all time is, with great opportunity comes great responsibility. So we have the responsibility to give our best to our people and to ourselves on a daily basis, okay? We have a responsibility to give our best to the world. So Invector is a fantastic vehicle to inspire change, okay? So good PDI takes proper preparation. You got to make sure that you have like what you want to cover on the general calls a good 20 to 30 minutes before PDI is supposed to be starting. So PDI objectives, we'll have PDI objectives pretty much every day of the summertime, okay? So things that we want to accomplish, things we want to remind people of, okay? So you have to actually take thought to create a good conversation. So you want to create good conversations with our reps. Remember, good reps follow the manual. Good managers follow their PDI objectives, which essentially is like our manager manual, okay? So 9 keys to great PDI objectives. Some sort of positive promotion or intro. Like, let's say Sienna's calling in for PDI in the summer. Hey, Sienna, it's Money Making Monday. What's going on? Or just, you know, hey, Austin, it's Sale Tuesday. The team's about to crush it today. What's up? How you doing, man? Just some sort of like positive intro followed up with like a what's going on, how you doing, how's life, like things like that, okay? Promote the team and hot news and what's going on. Hey, dude, I just want to let you know that girl you sat next to in training, Irina, she's already up to $3,500 in sales. A bunch of other people are getting tons of sales right now. Team's crushing it. Leslie and Marissa are both over $3,000 for the week. They make 50%. Holy crap, I can't even like do the math in my head. The team is going nutso right now. Are you ready to have a great day? Like, just like hot news. Let them know. Like, it's all about energy, okay? We're creating energy. We're creating motion. Find out the reps' goals for the week. So, hey, man, I'm looking at your PDI sheet. It looks like you wanted 3 demos for today. Is that still the goal? All right, yep. Okay, you got 2. So, obviously, what do you think a champion would do right here if they had 3 demos for a goal and they only had 2? Do you think that they would probably get on the phone this morning and make 10 to 20 calls? Oh, they would? Okay, cool. I agree. I think they would do the same thing. What are you going to do, by the way? So then you put them on the spot right there. And it's not a guilt trip. It's not manipulation. It's helping people reach their goals. So your perspective is so key right here. Okay? Unless you think of manipulation by the absolute definition, which, I mean, I guess it is. But most people think of manipulation in a negative way. And we're not doing that for reps in a negative way. We're doing it so that their paychecks increase, so that their self-worth increases. We're doing it so that they feel good about what they're doing. Because I've never met a rep that's selling that's not feeling good about what they're doing. But I've definitely had plenty of reps that are not doing what they're supposed to do, and they're feeling like garbage, feeling like crap, okay? So you motivate people in an authentic way, and it's a little bit different with each person. Give them some kind of tip of the day. Hey, man, can I give you a quick tip of the day? All right, cool. When you're doing the trimmer demonstration, have the husband and the wife today, have them do a competition for who can cut the thinnest slice of tomato, and the winner gets a high five from you. Just something simple and stupid, okay? Give them the reminders, okay? If there's a D3 meeting coming up, the team meeting, if they have advanced training, division meeting, like whatever it happens to be, based on where we are in the summer, based on where we are for the year, whatever the reminders are, okay? And then finally, accountability. Hey, man, I know you're going to make 10 phone calls as soon as we get off the phone. Can I get a quick call or text after we After you make those 10, let me know what you get set up. All right, cool. Can I count on you for that? Perfect. I'll talk to you soon. And then give them a positive send-off. I believe in you, whatever it is. Something that is authentic and genuine. Make it personal to them. Don't make it sound like it's something that you say to every single person every single day. Because that just comes off as fake, okay? So there's a few different kinds of PDI, guys. There's your there's the training PDI, where people either call in or text in after they've done their phone jam that first night of training. So there's that. There's the post-training PDI, which is your first weekend. And then there's just the normal PDI. 9 to 11, checking in after each demo, leaving a message if they did not get a hold of us, okay? What do we want them to leave a message with? Their name, what just happened on the demo, what was the sale, what's the next 24 hours look like? And constantly be reminding people to call in for deals for their demos, okay? As you guys know, you guys have definitely done that before. It just helps out for sure. So I'm going to come up for air. Any questions, comments, concerns on PDI right there? Everything pretty good review from opening day. Good. Okay. Did you have something, Austin? Oh, okay. Cool. So next, well, I'll talk about first weekend PDI, okay? First weekend PDI. So you got to make sure there's a system. So whether it's written down, whether it is web PDI online. So we got to have a system. Now, we already have web PDI, and we can definitely take good notes, but we got to make sure we're communicating to each other what's going on with representatives, okay? So one of the things their first weekend is, unless it's an extreme example, you don't really want to blame, reprimand, show disappointment, or critique them over the phone, just due to the fact that people usually don't respond very well to it. Most of the time, people are not very good at taking constructive criticism, even though it helps them, okay? So you got to have a high energy attitude, be passionate, okay? So our first weekend, our objectives are to make people feel good about what they're doing and creating action, okay? Creating action, getting more demos going on. Some people get off to a great start. Some people are slow. Treat everyone, though, treat everyone like they're the next $1 million representative. They're the next Marissa Gibbons, okay? And what are we promoting? Always promoting more phone time. Always promoting to call in on their demos to get great deals, because we can use the divide by 4 rule, dividing the retail price by 4, okay? Now, expectations are absolutely critical, okay? If it's a rep that has potential to be, definitely be a top rep, if they have a big sale, you do not overreact, okay? You congratulate them, follow the guidelines below, but let them know big sales are pretty normal. If it's a small sale, we're promoting, hey, dude, small sales add up. They're just as important as the big ones. 5-pay plan makes the bigger sales super affordable, and you're just promoting sets a lot. If they have a no sale, hey, dude, no big deal. You got your first no sale out of the way. Your biggest sales comes after your no sales. So let's focus on the next one, right? Now, let's say it's an incoming low flyer. If it's a big sale, now these are the people that you have to get a little bit more excited for. So make it a big deal. Get really excited for them. Promote their contribution to the team, the achievement, everything like that. If it's a small sale, hey, dude, awesome. You want to paint the picture of small sales adding up. 1 to 2 small sales a day, you're dropping $1,000 a week, okay? So they're having a no sale.
Hey, dude, no big deal. Tell me about it. Let's dig in. You figure out the reasons. Make sure they're cutting up food. Make sure they're following the manual, dropping down, and make sure they're showing Mac customers, okay? Nothing ruins a demo and confidence more than not showing Mac customers their first weekend, okay? Now, let's say a rep is need to be held accountable, like they're not calling in on their demos or after or something. First, you re-explain the importance of PDI, what's in it for them. Hey, dude, this is where the coaching, the mentoring, the motivation, the teaching takes place. It motivates me to help you, okay? And you got to reset the expectations. Like, listen, man, I think you can be an incredible representative. I do want to help you, but here's what I need. I need you to follow the communication program. I need you to call me up after each demo, and I need you to make sure that you're giving me a call on PDI. So that's what you really cover when someone's not calling in when they're supposed to. Now, some key questions and some focus areas, especially if people aren't doing as well, is, hey, what food did you cut? Don't ask them, did you cut food? Because even if they didn't, they'll say yes. You ask them, what food did you cut up? Make sure they're focused on cutting up 5 things, okay? What do you feel like you're doing well at? What do you think you need to work on? Always promote following the manual word for word. What's in it for them? WIIFT. Obviously, it's going to build value in the demo, and they're going to learn the demo super quick. Make sure you're not losing sight of recommendations. Ask them how many recommendations they got. The only tips they need is they need to follow the script, they need to smile, and they need confidence. Make sure they're rolling their orders right on the spot. And you could give them like a quick, simple tip. Like, hey, man, make sure you're focusing on the 5 pay. Make sure you're writing it down. Make sure you're dropping down 1 step at a time. Cutting up a ton of food. Being excited and enthusiastic on the demo. Make sure you're following your manual. Call the office for deals, okay? Like, if someone is having multiple no sales in a row, they need to call the office or call you on their next demo, regardless of what the result is. Like, they need to call you to help with the deal. Like, it's not an option at that point. So, because we got to make sure that they're actually doing it correctly and doing the demo. If they have PRs coming in, personal referrals, ask them, hey, dude, do you have any friends coming in? Cool. Who have you talked to? Just make sure you're keeping it simple. Just tell them to go in and check it out at the interview. And connect with people. Recognize them if they're putting in effort and performance. Don't only recognize the results. Recognize both, okay? In fact, if someone is having good results, you would rather focus on the effort that's going into it than the results that it's creating. Make sure they know that they're important to the team. Ask them if they're having fun. Are you learning? Do you feel like you're getting better with each demonstration? And then create some excitement, hot news, talk about how awesome Cutco is. If they've like already made a really sick paycheck their first weekend, dude, you just made like $400 in 2 days. How many hours at your normal job would it usually take for that? Imagine when you're at 50% and you sell $3,000. It's going to be sick, okay? Lots of promotion for advanced training. Hey, dude, just so you know, AT1 is going to be awesome. You're going to learn about this thing we call the secret weapon. You're going to learn about how to get better at referrals, how to get better at this, that. And then always promoting what's next. Their next promotion, next sale, next set, whatever it happens to be. And of course, we're creating action with each phone call too. Phoning is most important. If they hit their demo goal, weekend is still the best time to call. So 5 calls before, 5 calls after each demo. Take advantage of positive emotions people have. When they just had a nice sale, have them get on the phone immediately because that excitement is going to transfer right to them. What's their demo goal? Ask them how many more they can book up. Talk about arriving with 5 or 10 or 15 demos already booked up. to advanced training. Have them start booking up the week, whatever it is. Make sure they're working on getting more names and phone numbers. Figure out who they're doing their next demo with. What do they do? What set do you think they're going to get? Build confidence and give them super simple tips. And then finally, accountability, just PDI expectations. Hey, make sure you call me after your next demo, or make sure you make 10 phone calls and call me right back, whatever it happens to be. If they got a demo coming up quick, then of course they call you after the demo. If the demo is not for a while, but they're doing phone time, make sure they're following up with you on the phone, okay, either a text or a call, okay? So that document will definitely be in the AM playbook that you will want to have every single weekend, 100%, every weekend. Any questions on first weekend PDI right here? Pretty good then? Everybody good? Okay. So next, the last document that we're going to cover here tonight, it's just the regular PDI call. Hold on, I'm just waiting for my thing. Oh, the PDI call. So the top is pretty much the same. First part of the PDI call, when they're calling in between 9 and 11, is you just want to connect with them. Build rapport, learn something new, digging in. Now, just so you know, not every single day is going to require a phone call. Some days, you might just need a text from them, okay? But you want to make sure you're building rapport, recognizing their effort and performance. Again, not just the results. Appreciate them and ask the tough questions. Ask them how they feel about the job. Ask them how they're doing. Ask them how, like if you know they have like a boyfriend or girlfriend, how are they doing with, how's that going? Like whatever it is. Just be a human, I guess you would say. Try not to be a robot. It is easy to get in a robot mode when you're managing people sometimes. I can promise you that. But try to be a human, okay? Create some excitement, just like we were talking about. Share the hot news with them. Talk about how awesome freaking Cutco is, how it's amazing. Talk about how sick the Vector opportunity is. Remind them of any events coming up, what's next for them. Give them the vision talk. Hey, dude, I know you're only at 20% right now, but imagine when you're selling like $1,500 a week and you're at 30%. Imagine how sick that's going to be. Promoting Vector Connect. What do they want to improve upon? Promote them coming into the office and hanging out with you, doing phone calls, stuff like that. And then coordinate. Make sure that they understand it takes an average of 6 to 7 demos for every 1,000 CPO that they want to have. Make sure their phoning expectations are accurate. They need to be focused on either 10, 20, or 30 calls a day. 10 calls a day will usually give you about 7 demos a week. 20 calls a day consistently will get you usually around 12 to 15 demos a week. 30 calls a day is usually around 20 demos a week. So figure out how many people are on their list. Make a strategy. Help them with their strategy. Whether it's expanding their initial list, their chicken list, reviewing recommendations, whatever it happens to be. And make sure that their schedule is on point. You want to have a 72-hour window. So if it's Tuesday morning, you want to know Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, okay? 72-hour window. And know their demos, know their phone times, know when they're coming in for a PC or an office event or whatever it happens to be. And then finally, we got to create some action. Get your reps to think bigger. Challenge them to think big, okay? We want to help them get more demos by challenging them to phone. So it's all about accountability at the end of the call. So you're saying, hey, Austin, make sure that I want you to make 10 calls and call me right back. Let me know what you get set up. Whatever it happens to be. And then let them know the next time you'll talk and give them a positive send-off. So first weekend PDI and the regular like daily PDI is pretty similar. And there's just a method to it. We write out our objectives. We have the list in front of us as we're talking to people. And we just go boom, 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 boom. We just hit on the objectives that we want to create with the representative, okay? So, again, want to come up for air. Any questions on the regular? Austin's got a question. I'm going to mute my thing. Go, Austin.
How do I know when it's okay to text the rep as opposed to calling?
Okay. Austin had a great question right there. When do we know when it's okay to like just texting with the reps as opposed to calling? It's kind of a case-by-case scenario. How self-motivated is the representative? Are they really self-motivated? Are they doing like everything that you've taught them to do? Then we give them a little bit more leeway, okay? Inversely, is the rep brand new and not doing anything correctly? Then we like the biggest influence is through a phone call. So if we need to like influence them, we want to call them for sure, okay? Again, though, when it comes down to it, there's going to be a point in the summer, guys, where the team gets so big that we're not going to be able to have a phone conversation with every single person. So we might have to sacrifice some of the bottom people. And not to sound like mean, Sienna's laughing at me. Okay, not to sound mean, but at that point we might have to focus on like the top 50%, get like a live phone call, and the bottom 50%, get a text message. Try to salvage something from them. Try to get and then they kind of, at that point, they kind of have to like earn more attention from you, okay? But here's what we're not going to do, which I've had trouble accomplishing this in the past. So we're not going to spread ourselves so thin that our top people that are earning the attention, that are earning our efforts, don't get the proper attention from us, okay? So we don't want the bottom people, like we don't want anyone to slip through the cracks, but we're not going to sacrifice top people just to talk to non-top people. Does that answer your question, Austin? That answered his question. Beautiful. Sienna, any questions on PDI?
No.
Pretty good?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, awesome. So, couple final things, guys. Calendar reminders. Next Tuesday, we'll be having our final call before Sienna gets back to the rough buff. So we'll kind of put a bow around it. We'll wrap it up. We'll make it look nice and pretty. And we'll wrap up our assistant manager training series, okay? And just want to remind you guys, the push week started last Tuesday, okay? So get on board at 2K because there's a ton of prizes. So $2,000 between April 24th and when it ends on, I believe it's the 21st. I believe is the May 21st is the last day, or it might be May 14th, one of the days. But okay, so yeah, I think you're right. So make sure that you get up to 2K. Super important, super critical. We want to make sure that you're getting recognized at the Virtual Summit Conference. Now, what's the day of the Virtual Summit Conference?
It's the 26th, right? Or the 24th?
One of those 2 days. I have to get back on that. I thought it's the 24th as well, but It might actually be the 26th. I can't remember.
I usually have like a 2-day thing. Like for me, I'll have a date or I'll be 2 days off, and that's just what it is.
Okay, I'm going to trust that one of those 2 days are correct right there, okay? So, Saturday, 12 to 5. It might be the 26th. It might be the 24th. We'll confirm that very shortly, okay?
It's in my calendar.
Good. Assignments and reminders. Mission demo, 250 contacts and 100 PRs. Also, I want to recognize Austin for setting up a bunch of people through Facebook Jumpstart. Some of our sharpest applicants that have yep. Some of our sharpest
applicants. 23rd, apparently. On a Wednesday?
Really?
I don't know. That's what I put in my calendar.
It might be.
It sounds weird.
I'll get back to you guys for sure, okay? I'll get back to you guys on that. But do you want to recognize Austin? The sharpest people that have come in over the last couple weeks have been set up their Jumpstart, so awesome job there. Couple assignments, okay? In the folder that I'll send out to you guys, there's a thing called John Wasserman's PDI scenarios. It's how to handle different types of scenarios with representatives. There's also one of my former mentors, John Fiacco's PDI scenarios as well. So I just want you guys to look over those, and I'll send those out on email tomorrow. Okay? So little debrief action. Take like 15 seconds, 30 seconds right now, and jot down your top two takeaways from this call. Top 2 takeaways. Okay, Austin looks like he's ready to go. So, Austin, unmute yourself, and let's do it.
I guess I would say my biggest takeaways are that you have to focus on the top people. You have to give most of your attention to those people because those are the people that are selling, and that's what's going to keep your team going. And the other one was basically the question that I asked, the difference between when to call and when to text a rep.
Yeah, for sure. One of the things that you guys definitely want a business term that you're going to learn is the 80-20 rule. 80% of your results typically comes from 20% of your people, the top 20%. So we're going to focus on that. We're going to focus mainly on our top people. It's not saying that the non-top people aren't going to get any attention. It just means that the bulk of our attention is going to our the people that move the needle, because bottom reps don't move the needle. They don't create momentum. They don't have big fast starts, big push weeks, like none of that stuff. So we'll focus on our most consistent, positively consistent, and our top people, okay? And then Sienna, take it home for us.
Okay. So one of the things that I thought was really interesting and important was like the difference between how you react to your people who you think are going to do well versus the people you think aren't going to do well, like in the first
weekend
PDIs, right? And like how when they get a big sale, the ones that are incoming top flyers, that you're like, yeah, this is normal, so that they're like, this is normal, this is what I should be doing. I like that. That was interesting.
A lot of psychology involved.
Also, just like positivity. like that was just like a very strong message I got here in this whole thing. And I think the importance of positivity is really out there to help motivate them. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree 100%, guys. You guys are going to make a huge, huge impact on the youth of Western New York. Nobody in your age group will have a bigger impact than you will this summer and beyond. I can assure you, and I can promise you that. So we got less than a minute to go, so I'm going to wrap things up here. I will send everything out on email to get reminders for assignments and everything. So everybody have a fantastic Tuesday. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I'm looking forward to a big virtual summit push. So let's keep working hard. Let's keep kicking butt, and I'll talk to you guys soon, okay? Bye-bye.
Bye.